Hey, my vivacious Virgo, and welcome to your moon reading. This is a pretty exciting moon month. It does look like we're going to have a lunar eclipse nearing the Halloween time, and that's pretty interesting. So if you haven't had a chance to check out your other readings, please do so. Otherwise, if you enjoy this, please do like, subscribe, share, all that other great stuff, comment. I would love to hear from you, and we will go ahead and get started. Don't forget to hit your notification bell. I do want to put up some abundance, career, wealth type of general readings soon, and you don't want to miss those. So let's get started. This is a 7-card circle moon reading. This is the moon deck. This first position is kind of what you are currently in or what you're facing. The second card is kind of what led you to this position, or whatever it is that your situation is. The third card is similar to a challenge card in traditional tarot, and it's kind of what's keeping you in this situation. The fourth card is the ultimate outcome should you follow the 5th, 6th, and 7th card steps. And we'll certainly go through these a little bit more in depth and detail, hopefully to get you some answers if you have some questions here. But it does look like right now that we have the action card as your current state. This action is really a positive action. It's a beautiful action card, okay? So if you look at it, you can see it's like a beautiful ballerina in motion. So the action there lets me know that a lot of you, if you haven't kind of come into that action yet, you will be coming into some positive action, right? Taking a positive step. So maybe some opportunities are coming your way if they haven't already. Maybe you've had some opportunities kind of come to you, and you will be taking the action with those, and they are going to be positive actions. Kind of what's led you to that is I do think you have kind of taken the steps towards trying to find your own pleasure, okay? So maybe for a while you guys were really kind of either living for someone else, or, you know, kind of trying to take care of other people too much, maybe putting yourself on the back burner. Maybe you weren't really, maybe you were just too busy, right, to kind of show yourself the self-love that you needed. But at some point you've kind of said, okay, listen, I need to kind of focus on what's going to make me happy. I need to put my own oxygen mask on first, right? I need to focus on what's going to bring me some joy, some peace, some calm. So, you know, maybe for some of you that's been a major undertaking, right? You've had a breakup, you've quit a job that was causing you some angst, you know, something like that, but you've made a change, and it's caused you to be able to make some action into the positive, right? What's kind of keeping you in this motion and able to kind of make these steps forward is trust, okay? And this particularly is trust in yourself, really. You're kind of protecting yourself and trusting in yourself to kind of do what you need to do, but also trusting in yourself and others around you that you particularly know you can kind of rely on to kind of be there for you throughout this. So again, I feel like for a lot of you, this has been brought on because you have taken, you know, a drastic step, right, to really kind of further yourself. And maybe it, again, did require you to say, okay, enough's enough. I'm going to stop putting everybody else first. Okay, enough's enough with, you know, just putting myself through hell and high water at this job that I hate just to pay the bills, you know, or putting myself through hell and high water with this relationship that's really not fulfilling to me. I'm cutting it off, and that's putting you in this action. But you're trusting that you're going to find a better job. You're trusting that those opportunities are going to come to you. You're trusting that you're going to find someone else that's better for you. Those kinds of things, and that's kind of what's allowing you to have this ability to take action and move forward, right? So what's the ultimate outcome? It's going to be assessing, right? And the ultimate outcome with assessing, the positive here is that this means you have a choice, right? This means you have options. This means you can actually kind of look at what your options are. You can kind of assess situations. You can kind of actually, the world is your oyster, right? You can look out and say, okay, what is it I really want to do now that I have the freedom to do it? Now that I have the opportunities to do these things. You know, I've kind of opened up myself to a new freedom, a new kind of happiness, a new pleasure. You know, maybe you were stuck in a dead-end job. Maybe you were stuck in a toxic relationship. Maybe you were stuck in a toxic friendship, or, you know, whatever it may have been, and now you've freed yourself up. So the ultimate outcome here is that you're going to have a multitude of options, right? You just kind of need to decide what it is you want. And this is the greatest kind of thing you can have, because Options are great. They can be overwhelming, right? But it's always great to have them rather than not have them, of course. But how do you get to that point, right? So the first thing you do is you need to focus on what it is that you really want to, find the most joy in. Okay. So what's the most important thing to you? Is it family? Is it the job? Why were you not satisfied here? What is it you needed to cut out so that you could focus on yourself and get this opportunity in the first place? And make sure that's all you're focusing on, because you don't want to get yourself back in this situation, right? Last thing you want to do is get back into a situation where you're focusing only on work and you're getting yourself right back in a situation. Okay, I'm back in there because I'm focused on that paycheck and this is what I know how to do, so I'll do that again, but you're just doing the same thing at a different job, right? You don't want that. Or, okay, these are the kind of people I know how to date, the kind that, are what my normal is, but it wasn't fulfilling before. Why do it again? Don't do the same things over again. Focus on what it was that made you get out of this so you can focus on what it is that you want instead of that, right? So focus on that. Then make that change, right? That's the most important part. Making the change. Because it's very easy to fall back into that same old pattern, right? I'm comfortable with that type of work, that type of job. I'll just go back to that. It'll be a different company, so it'll be a different thing, right? Won't be those same toxic people. But if you weren't happy with it before, it's likely you won't be happy again. It's easy to go back to those same kind of people to date, those same kind of friendships, because it's what you know. It's your comfort zone, right? But you need to change that, change your perspective, okay? Why did you get out of this in the first place? It wasn't making you happy, right? You had to take a step to get this action even available to you, to step away and say, no, I want something different. So make that change, right? Look for something that is going to be your focus moving forward, that makes you happy, something that you can look at, say, this is what I want to see. This is what I want my future to look like. This is what I'm hoping for. Not where I've been, not what I've had, but what I can see myself having 10 years from now, doing 10 years from now, that kind of thing, right? And then self-reflection. Again, that's kind of the same thing. You want something you can be proud of, something when you look in the mirror, you see yourself looking back in a happy way. 5 years down the road, a week down the road, 10 years down the road, it doesn't matter. Are you going to be able to look at yourself and say, hey, I've made the changes I want to bring on the life I wanted, right? Or was it all for nothing? Did I go through these changes, these dramatic actions, this stepping away, all of this, and then go right back and do the same thing over again, right? And I'm still looking at the same person in the same spot, in the same position, doing the same thing, and that's what the definition of insanity, they say, is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. You want a different reflection in the mirror, right? You want yourself to be something you can be pleased looking at, right? So that's what you need to do. You need to focus on that. And then once you realize, what it is that you really want, then you can kind of assess your situation and choose wisely, right? Choose the best path for you. But the best part of all of this is by just taking these first steps that you're already in and then following through to make sure that you're not going back to this and staying in this, those kinds of predicaments, those kinds of positions, you are allowing yourself to kind of move forward, grow, mature, and open yourself up to a whole new world of possibilities, options, things you may have not even known that you were capable of or even enjoyed, right? You may learn a whole new side of yourself in this process. But again, these are things you need to focus on and make the changes you need to. Try the things you want to try, do the things you want to do. And then, how do they make you feel? Reflect on them. Do they make you feel proud of yourself, happy about yourself? Do you enjoy them? And then those will be the things that will allow you to make the appropriate decisions moving forward. So you don't get back into a situation where you're unhappy, or maybe not even unhappy, but just where your pleasure was not your main focus, right? Maybe just working the job to do the job, working the job to pay the bills, or taking care of other people, where everything you're doing is for somebody else or something else, but not necessarily for yourself, to better yourself, to make yourself happy, to improve yourself. And that can all be changed, okay? So I do definitely see you getting to a place where you are going to have tons of options, tons of choices. That is definitely going to be more in your wheelhouse of what's going to make you happy, make you joyful. You just have to stick with it and not revert back to your comfort zone, right? So now's the time to kind of spread your wings, branch out, see what you enjoy, all right? Hopefully this resonated with you. If it did, please do like, subscribe, share, all that other great stuff. And otherwise, I hope to see you back soon. Bye.